Hi, just doing a quick update on the M&P Subcompact 2.0, which I've been carrying now for about 3 weeks. I just want to say it's a great little gun for carry. It's very concealed, and it offers good round capacity and comfort. Which at the end of the day, sometimes you make some trade-offs with regard to any of those components. But by having the right size gun for you, it makes a big difference in terms of being able to carry and feel confident in that gun that you carry every day. Now the comparison here is with the 2.0 Compact, which came out a couple of years ago. And I want to show a very quick comparison in terms of size, which you hopefully will be able to see here. The Subcompact is actually a little bit shorter than the Compact, not only in the size of the handle, but also as you look at the length. You give up a little bit on the length. So the gun is a little bit lighter than the Compact version, and it's a little bit smaller, but really not much less shootable in terms of being able to get a good purchase and grip on the gun. It works really well and fits the hand really well. And I like the ergonomics of the M&P, the whole M&P line. This is a great gun too, and I carried this one for a while. The only problem is it is a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier, and as we get into some warmer months, it's nice to have a smaller option with a platform that you're comfortable with and confident. And again, I think the M&P line in terms of ergonomics, affordability, and shootability all kind of come together in a really nice package. Not to mention reliable. I've had some other guns I spent more money on. They were not as reliable as my M&P, not only in terms of the Subcompact, which I probably put about 200 rounds through, and the M&P Compact, which I probably put about 6,000 rounds through with very few malfunctions or problems that weren't induced in some way by faulty ammunition or maybe user error. Okay, setting this aside, I want to show a little comparison with a couple other popular guns. This is one that I carried for a little while, and this is the Walther PPS with the flush magazine, which I believe holds 6 rounds. And as you can see, when you look at them side by side here, let's line them up, the M&P is really about the same size. The only difference being, you can see in terms of length and height, even with the flush fit magazine, they're about the same size. I think the advantage right here, you can see the advantage with the PPS. It's considerably thinner and it's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to carry. But and actually it was a good gun. I carried it for quite a while. And sometimes I do still carry it, like if I'm going to do the shorts and t-shirt look, and I feel like just kind of carrying a small gun with me. I will go back to the PPS. However, one of the drawbacks on the PPS, well, there's two for me. One, this is not a great trigger. And I know some people complain about M&Ps in terms of triggers, but this one's actually pretty good on the Compact as well as the Subcompact. But the PPS does not have a great trigger. I mean, it's manageable, it's usable. But the other thing for me that was a problem is I'm just not a big fan of thin guns. In terms of being able to get a good purchase on the gun and having a lot of real estate to hold on to, although this one is not as bad as some other ones. But in terms of size, it's about as big as the M&P 2.0 Compact, but you get 6 fewer rounds in it with the flush fitting magazine, which is not really a good trade-off. Now, by comparison's sake, I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to look at the Sig 365. This is a gun that a relative of mine carries. She likes the gun. It's a great gun, but in terms of size, it is noticeably smaller, at least in terms of in terms of the length, but not so much in terms of the height. They're really about the same. Again, the big difference comes down to the width of the two guns, as you can see here. Now, granted, this one is also a lot lighter and it holds 10 rounds, which is pretty good in a very small gun. But in terms of shooting it, there's not a lot of real estate to hold on to here. So, in terms of a carry weapon and something that is comfortable, this is actually a pretty nice gun. It's got a good trigger. It's not that hard to shoot, but, for me, I like something a little bit bigger, a little bit beefier, and more shootable, especially when you take it out to the range and want to put 100 rounds through it. I've never taken this out and shot 100 rounds through it, only because by the time I get through about 30, I'm like, I've had enough. But anyway, quick comparison, M&P 2.0 subcompact. This is the Sig 365, very popular gun, just not for me as an everyday carry, as well as the 2.0 compact, very good gun, and the Walther PPS. But you can see here some of the differences in terms of size. For me, this is sort of an intermediate sized gun, and it works for me in terms of putting it all together with regard to trigger, weight, capacity, and shootability. Anyway, thanks for watching.